What's up, Front Nation? It's Breakdown here today. We're back with another round of the footy. It is round 18. We've got 5 awesome games that we're going to go through. A few primetime games. Going to be showdown between the Pies and the Cats, which will be really good. We've got also the Hawks in Tasmania playing the Freo Dockers as well. We'll also take a look at the Blues and the Bulldogs, the D's and the Bombers, and we'll finish with the Suns and Port Adelaide. Getting a really nice feel for the top 8 teams, the teams who are going to play finals. So we'll pretty much focus on those guys for the rest of the season as we see fit. I hope that you're well, and I'm glad that you're listening today. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to this because that really helps us out. And it doesn't cost you anything other than a slight swivel of the mouse cursor and a click. And follow us on Apple and Spotify. Yeah, follow there. And also on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter as well. A few good games last week that we had. We had some really good results. It was good to see the Cats get a win. We were sad that Massimo D'Ambrosio could not come through for us last week against the Cats with James Sicily out. Jack Bowes did, though, which was awesome to see. Also really disappointed by, Jordan De Goey. We've got to stop betting him. It just never works out for us, which is really, really frustrating. And Bailey Williams let us down as well for the Bulldogs, which I was surprised to see. I was not expecting that. I thought he would be okay. So will we get a couple of bounce back weeks this week? We'll see. See how it goes. As always, we're here for entertainment purposes, first and foremost. Don't plan on making a ton of money. It's just for fun. If you have a gambling problem, please switch off, get some help, and also help us out there if you need.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Alrighty, we'll start with the Friday night showdown between the Collingwood Magpies and the Geelong Cats. My Geelong Cats, here we go. Let's see what happens. They're 3.5-point favourites, the Cats, and the over-under is 168.5, so it's right on the money. I don't think that they know which way this is going to go. Whether the MCG will be 10 degrees and cloudy. Injuries for the Pies. Well, Brodie Mihocek is pretty much done for the season. He injured his pec last week. So that's a big out for the Pies. I'm slightly interested to see how Patrick Lipinski fills in for that half-forward role for him. Beau McCreery is still out 3 to 5 weeks as well. And John Noble should be back from his concussion as well. And we liked John Noble before he missed last week's game as well in the previous few games. So disposals for the Pies. As I said, Jordan De Goey, we're off him. I don't really care. He had 19 touches last week. It just wasn't enough to get us across the line. He really is a parlay killer at this stage. I don't think I'll bet him for the rest of the season, but I want to look at Nick Daicos at 30-plus disposals. I know it sounds crazy, but $1.55, it's an insane number, but I really think it might be there. If we have a look at his lines over the last few weeks, and I mean, Josh Daicos has also been doing particularly well, but he's had 31, 32, 29. He had a 15 in round 13, which is very down for him, then 32, 35. So considering in most of those games, in 5 of those games, he was right there. He went over in 4, and he was right there in the 5th as well. So let's go 30 touches for Nick Daicos. I know the Cats really well. I know that they're pretty much one of the worst clearance teams in the competition. It's just not where they focus their attention. So I fully expect Nick Daicos to run all over them through the middle, and then we'll sort it out once it gets through to the back line. Scott Pendlebury as well could be a chance for 20-plus touches. He's also been not too bad last week. 24 touches, which was all right. 18 before that, and then he was injured. But then 21, 23, and then he's gone over 20 the previous few weeks before that. So don't mind that value. And then Josh Daicos, did just touch on him before, has also been very consistent with the 20 touches realm. He's at $1.25, so most value has gone, but he has been sitting at 20, 20, 20, 34, which is the big one, 23. So could be a risk, but also I don't mind it. We'll take a look at the goal scorers for the Pies. Nick Daicos, again, model really likes him to score a goal at $1.45, and he's been pretty good. He didn't score last week against the Bombers, but before that, he was kicking basically 2 goals every single week, and the model still really likes him. So he's definitely having a crack at most of those. He's had 14 goals on the season with 31 shots a goal. It's not bad, quite like it. Again, I think he's going to get a lot of the ball out of the middle from the Cats, so I really like that. Then we'll have Lachie Shultz as well, is also pretty good value at $1.33. He scores more often than he doesn't. And again, we're missing Brodie Mihocek, so it could go well for him. And also Patrick Lipinski, watch him. He might get moved to the middle. And at $1.60 to score, I do like that as a comeback option as well. We'll take a look at the Geelong Cats now. And injuries, Tanner Bruhn, still probably about 2 weeks away with his injuries. Tom Hawkins still 6 weeks away at the most. And then Cam Guthrie with his Achilles is still out indefinitely. So a couple of big injuries there for the Cats. But we'll have a look at the disposals. We'll start with Ollie Dempsey, who at this point, he's got to be the favourite for Rising Star. I'm pretty sure. I haven't checked the odds. Maybe I should do that. Basically what's happened is they've moved him from forward to back where Jeremy Cameron was on the wing, and they've moved Jeremy Cameron back to where Ollie Dempsey was up forward, and it's been working really well. It's been working well for Ollie Dempsey as well. He's really come alive. I like him for 20 touches at $1.37. He's had 23, 25, 25. He had a 14 in round 13 and then 27 the week before that. So quite like where he is. Other player on no reason to go off him. We were on him last week and he played really, really well. It's Jack Bowes. He is in fine form and he's seeing a lot more of the footy than he was earlier in the season. He's playing really, really well in the middle. 24 touches last week against the Hawks, 26 the week before that against the Bombers, and then 11 before that. So it was down, but 29 as well. It was up. So we're thinking that when he's not seeing the field a lot, he's playing down, obviously. But even when he had 68% field time against the Bombers the other week, and he still managed to finish first in disposals for the Cats with 26. So really like what Jack Bowes is doing there. The other one that we're going to look at, so for anytime goal scorers for the Cats, we're looking at Jeremy Cameron to kick 2 goals in this game. Now he's back up forward. It's not bad value. It's $1.55. We think that that's pretty good. We think that he'll match up well on Darcy Cameron as well at the moment, who is not in the best form currently. He's kicked 33 goals on the season from 69 shots at goal there as well. So let's take a look at the ticket. We're going to go with Nick Daicos, 30-plus touches at $1.55. We're going to go with Jack Bowes, 20-plus touches at $1.37. And we're tossing up, I think I've got here Nick Daicos to go 1 goal. I think I might go Jeremy Cameron to kick 2 goals at $1.55. I think I like that value. So let's do that. That's going to be the ticket. All right, we'll take a look at the Saturday day game in Launceston. It's going to be the Hawthorn Hawks and the Freo Dockers. Freo are favoured in this game, 3.5 points, and the over-under is 159.5. And I don't blame him. Freo's in pretty good form at the moment, and I think the magic is starting to wear off the Hawks a little bit. It's going to be sunny in Launceston. It's going to be 10 degrees at kickoff as well. Injuries to the Hawks, so it's sad to see Mitch Lewis is going to be done for the season, tearing his ACL last week. Jack Ginnivan should be back, though, as well from injury. And James Sicily looks like he's going to be a game-time decision, believe it or not, which is kind of crazy to say, considering the injuries he copped in Perth the other week. So let's have a look at disposals for the Hawks. We're looking at Dylan Moore. He's really come alive recently. He's $1.35 to kick to get 20-plus touches. He's had 26 last week, 29 the week before that, 18 and 19, so didn't quite get there round 13 and round 14, but 27 the week before that, and it's not too far off. So I think it's all right value at $1.35. It's probably right where it should be. Jarman Impey, late career resurgence, 20 touches at $1.55 is not bad. I didn't think I'd be saying this at the start of the season, but Jarman Impey, 22, 25, 21 touches, 16, 20. So there is a bit of magic there for Jarman Impey. I think he's having a bit of a late career resurgence, as mentioned. And Massimo D'Ambrosio massively let us down last week. We go back? $1.50. $1.50. He finished with 16 touches last week, and he was on fire before that. I might have to look elsewhere for now, is where my head's kind of at. Maybe because he burned me so much, I really backed him. So we'll see. Anytime goal scorers. So Jack Ginnivan, anytime scorer, is $1.38. Model loves him the most to kick a goal. He's had 17 goals from 46 shots at goal on the season. And then the other one we really like is Connor McDonald, 15 goals from 34 shots at goal as well. At $1.60, that's not bad value as well. We'll take a look at Freo. So their injuries, they've got Sam Darcy sustained a concussion in last week's game. So he won't play. And Alex Pearce could be back as well. He should be back from his arm injury. So disposals for Freo, we like Jordan Clark, 25 touches at $1.60. Doesn't look too bad. It's only $1.60 to get the 25 there, but he has been pretty much on fire, especially since James Aish has completely dropped off the map the second half of the season. So 26 touches last week, 23 the week before that, 17, 26, 36, 35. So it is all there for him to sort of put it together. I think he usually plays a little bit better at home. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes down in Tasmania. But I think he's from the general southern Victoria area, so conditions should be okay. Hayden Young, 20 touches at $1.25. That's a pretty safe bet. Hayden Young has been playing pretty well in the last couple of weeks as well. And then the other one that we really like, Hayden Young, 24 touches last week, 17, 24, 26, 26, 22. Not bad. And then the other one we like is Andrew Brayshaw for 25 touches. He's $1.25. So not much value and a lot of touches needed there, but he does generally get them. If we look at anytime goal scorers for Freo, so Michael Frederick has kicked at least one goal in each of the last 5 games. And the model doesn't like him to score because he's been converting so much. He has 14 goals from 28 shots a goal, but at $1.40, I think that's pretty good value, especially with his consistency on the season. So I like looking that way. The other one you could look at is Bailey Banfield as well. Model likes him to kick a goal at $1.40. He's had 18 goals from 34 shots on goal on the season. So let's take a look at the ticket. We're going to go with Jack Ginnivan to score a goal at $1.38. Jordan Clark, 25 touches, $1.60. We're going to do it. And then Michael Frederick, we do like that. 1 goal, $1.40. That's not bad. The Saturday Arvo game is going to be between the Western Bulldogs and the Carlton Blues. Blues are favoured 13.5 points, and the over-under is 175.5. And we know the weather's not going to be a factor because the roof will be closed at Marvel. Injuries for the Dogs. So James Harms is still out 4 weeks with a hamstring injury. Jason Johannesson still dealing with a calf injury, 7 weeks away. Liam Jones is going to miss this game. He's out 2 to 4 weeks with a knee injury. And I guess probably the bigger one than Liam Jones is Aaron Norton's not going to play. He sustained a concussion last week. So he's already ruled out. But Cody Waitman could be back in his stead. So look to Cody Waitman to maybe kick a couple of goals in this game, although it is a very tough matchup against the Blues. For disposals, Bailey Williams, mentioned at the top of the show, he crushed us last week. Just 10 touches. Might not go back to the well because it is such a tough matchup. If we're going to look anywhere, we're going to look at the King. It's Bont, 25 touches at $1.35. Can't go too wrong with that. Bont has been in pretty good form the last couple of weeks, although there have been actually a couple of weeks more recently where he has played a little bit down. But 21 touches last week, so didn't quite get the 25, but 35 before that, 30, and then he had a 19 burger as well. So I think we'll survive on 25. Anytime goal scorers for the Bulldogs, model really likes Riley West as the most likely to kick a goal. He's only $1.28, so it's not great value, but 19 goals from 40 shots at goal. He kicked a bunch in previous weeks gone by as well. And Bont, another good choice, who has completely gone away from value, but at $1.23, he's had in the last few weeks 2 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, then no goals, but 2 goals again last week in the last 5 games. So I like that value. If we look to the Blues, injuries, they're pretty healthy. I can't see any major injuries on their side, any major recent injuries on their side to speak of. We can no longer deny what Tom de Koning has been doing for the Blues. He's been playing amazing. 20 touches at $1.42 is what you can get for Tom de Koning, who is probably one of the most likely, most consistent Blues to get him. 24 touches last week. He was injured the week before that, but then 25, 24, 19, 25. It's all right there for him. It's pretty good value at $1.42. Love that. Patrick Cripps as well. Of course, in form, 25 touches will get you $1.25. It's not bad to add to your parlay when we can pretty much say that it's most likely going to hit. Bulldogs also like to play in high-scoring games. They also like to play through the middle a lot for disposals, which is really good. Anytime goal scorers, Charlie Curnow, first down game last week. He Still kicked a goal in the third quarter, but it was just the lowly goal for the first time for the season. So I think he'll go back to 2 goals this week. And at $1.30, you got to catch that value while it's there. Elijah Hollins, we have a very love-hate relationship with Elijah Hollins because when we bet him to kick a goal, he doesn't kick a goal. And when we don't, he does. So $1.65. Model likes him to kick a goal. He has 12 goals in the season from 22 shots at goal. So it's not too bad. 1 goal, model likes it, $1.65. Okay, can live with that. The ticket, we'll take a look at it. It's going to be Charlie Curnow. 2 goals at $1.30. We like that. Tom De Koning, 20 disposals, $1.42. And we'll go the Bont anytime goal scorer at $1.23. Looks pretty good. All right, the Saturday night primetime game. It's going to be between the Melbourne Demons and the Essendon Bombers. Bombers are favoured 9.5 points in this game, and the over-under is 162.5. The weather's going to be clear at the MCG. It's going to be 8 degrees. It's going to be very, very cold. So we'll see how that goes. A clear, frosty night in Melbourne. Injuries for the D's. It's not a great one. Max Gawn, he is done 2 to 3 weeks with an ankle injury. He's going to be out. Petrarco, we know, is done for the season. Harrison Petty as well is going to be a test. So he's going to be more of a game time decision, though they should probably make sure he gets some extra rest and maybe never come back. Disposals for the D's. Christian Salem, back in form, 20-plus touches. We really like that at $1.35. Can get you some value. And this has been the tricky thing with the D's is there's been recent weeks where they've only had like 3 players go over 20-plus touches, which is abysmal. You can't bet that. But Christian Salem, 23 last week. He was injured the week before that, and then 13. And in that game, he got injured. And then 22, 27, 32. So he has seemed to taken over from the Christian Petrarca role there. Other one we really like, Trent Rivers playing as a key defender down back as well. 20 touches will get you $1.25. So we've kind of missed the boat on insane value, but we can still take a look at it. But then, as mentioned, yeah, the D's, they're tricky to bet when it comes to the disposals. So exercise a lot of caution, a lot of extreme caution there. And then the other one, I haven't found any good value for goal scorers for the D's. The model really likes Kay Chandler to kick a goal, but he's like at $1.80. Bailey Fritsch for 2 goals. So this is the only one I can really see. Bailey Fritsch for 2 goals is like $1.70. And I guess the model does sort of like that. So if you're going to look anywhere, you might look at Bailey Fritsch to kick a goal, but I'm going to be more focused on the Bombers in this game, I would think. Biggest injury for the Bombers, Darcy Parish is out. He's had a tough season. He's been in and out all season long. Disposals. Sam Durham has been, he bounced back last week. He's been playing really, really well, a lot better than I would have expected him to. But I expect this to continue as well. So 20 touches, you can get it for $1.35, which is good value for considering how many touches he's been getting at the moment. Jordan Ridley has been filling in for the Darcy Parish role, which has been going pretty well so far. So considering we're not going to see him, I think we can go back to the well with Jordan Ridley. Last week he had 25 touches, 15 in a down week before that, but then 25, 22, 22, 31. So out of defense, he's been looking okay in the half back line. And then Mason Redman, he just missed last week on the 20 touches. He had 19, he had 12 before that, so it has been down. But if he can get back to form at 20 touches, you can get Mason Redman for $1.45. So not bad. Anytime goal scorers for the Bombers, well, Jade Gresham has been a lock pretty much every single week to kick a goal, and we've been on him. Model loves him. He converts pretty well. He takes a decent amount of shots. He doesn't always get them, but he does always get at least one, and that's what we love to see in the model. So 13 goals in the season from 29 shots at goal. Like that value for Jade Gresham. Kyle Langford for 2 goals as well is there if you want. Will be interesting to see how heavy the D's go on the defense in this game, though. So the ticket is going to be Sam Durham, 20-plus touches at $1.35. Jordan Ridley, 20-plus touches at $1.25. And Christian Salem, 20-plus touches at $1.35 is what I like the most. All right, we'll finish up on the Gold Coast. It was kind of tricky to find a Sunday game. They were all a bit they all look like they could be blowouts. But look, Gold Coast Suns, they're still in with a shot of making the 8 as Port Adelaide. Suns are favourite in this game, minus 5.5. Of course they are, because it's on the Gold Coast. Over-under is 166.5 points, which I don't mind taking the over in this instance. Weather on the Gold Coast is going to be sunny and 19 degrees, so perfect conditions. However, having said that, injuries for the Suns. Well, Touk Miller According to what I've seen, so you can bet him currently on various betting websites for disposals and for goals. But from what I can see, he's injured his wrist and he's going to miss the next 4 to 6 weeks, which could be the rest of the season in the Gold Coast Suns instance. So I'm not sure why you can bet it, but I'm not. So Touk Miller's gone. Sam Day as well, 4 to 6 weeks, still out with a foot injury. We expect, with Touk Miller out, huge things for Matt Rowell. And I am going to put this on the line. I did it with Massimo D'Ambrosio last week. Didn't work out. I'm going back to the well. Touk Miller's injured. Matt Rowell's going to have a massive game. I've got him for 25 plus touches, and you can get that at $2.10 at the moment. So that's insane value considering he's going to be the crux of the midfield now. Other than Noah Anderson there, of course, as well. He only fell one short as well last week, 24 touches. So expect him to step up in a big way. I might just put like a little single bet on that. I do also like Will Powell as well this weekend for 20 plus touches as well. He had 15 and 19 the last 2 weeks, but then 22 the week before that. He's been consistently going over these lines. So before the last couple of weeks. So Will Powell, you could look in his direction, but no, we're going to be all Matt Rowell on this game. Anytime goal scorers for the Suns, we really like Ben Ainsworth has been playing really well. $1.40 to kick a goal is nice value. It's 15 goals from 32 shots at goal, so good conversion rate, good attempt rate as well, and good value. And then the other one, Bailey Humphrey as well, $1.40 to score as well. Which is interesting because it was $1.50 previously, despite the fact that he has not kicked a goal in like 5 weeks or something like that. So he's been really down, but could be a good bounce back spot for him. The Port Adelaide defense is not always good. Although, let's talk about that because Asava Radaglia should be back from his injury, so that hopefully will bolster the defense. But Ivan Soldo is still out for another 3 weeks with his knee injury. For disposals for Port Adelaide, Jason Horne-Francis at $1.30 for 20 plus touches. It seems like great value. 20 touches last week, 29 the week before that, 21, 18, 22, 24. I believe it's because Connor Rozee and Zach Butters have kind of come back to form. They've kind of all stepped up again. Mitch Georgiades is playing really well up forward as well. So there's a few pieces moving around where it seems to be okay. Willem Drew has sort of been more of a tagger as well. But I don't mind Jason Horne-Francis in this spot. Kane Farrell as well is the other one we've been looking at for value. Had a down week last week, but for $1.40, you can get him for 20 plus touches as well. And he had before 17 last week, he had 25, 24, and 30. So we'll see how that goes. As far as goal scorers for Port Adelaide, Jason Horne-Francis, just talked about him. Had 3 goals last week, and the model still likes him to back up that performance with another goal, which you can get $1.50, which is not bad. But I will say, Todd Marshall has been letting us down so much, and I think he's been actually the medical sub or emergency sub, tactical sub, if I'm not mistaken, in weeks gone by. He's been playing that bad. So stay away. It's not good value, and he hasn't been converting. So let's not go there at all, even though he was our guy earlier in the season and last year. Let's take a look at the ticket. It's going to be Matt Rowell, 25 touches at a $2.10. We might put that as a little single. Ben Ainsworth, anytime goal scorer at $1.40. And Jason Horne-Francis, $1.34, 20 plus touches. That's going to do it for another week of the footy, round 18. Going to be some awesome games. And it's weird to say, but the season is nearly coming to a close, which is interesting to say the least. I hope you've been really enjoying the content. NFL content is going to be here soon. We're in July. We're going through training camp. We're going to do the preseason, Sully and I, which is exciting to see. And we might even get a couple more team previews to you before the end of the month. And we've got drafts underway, NFL drafts, fantasy drafts is exciting to see as well. If you're enjoying the content, please like this. It really helps us out, grow the channel. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter as well. And that's going to do it for another show. Enjoy the footy this weekend. Hope you get out. Hope you get to a couple of games. It's going to be cold. Unless, of course, you're on the Gold Coast. Damn you guys. But until then, we'll catch you next week. Goodbye.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.